Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Shocking first pic of Chrisley after prison release. Chrisley knows best reality star Chrisley and her husband Todd are both free after spending more than 2 years in prison. The couple was granted a complete and unconditional pardon by President Trump on Wednesday. After he officially signed the paperwork, both Todd and Julie were released from their separate prisons. Chrisley has been sharing updates with fans, but Todd and Julie's faces were not shown. Now, a picture has been released of Julie leaving prison, and it's quite shocking. Keep reading to get more details. Chrisley's shocking photo released. Julie and Todd Chrisley were finally released from prison on Wednesday evening after President Trump officially signed off on their pardon. The couple was being held in different prisons and had not seen or spoken to each other in more than 2 years. Up until now, there have not been any photos of the two of them that showed their faces. Now, a photo has emerged of Julie leaving prison, and her appearance is quite shocking. The photo shared of Julie reveals her looking completely different than she did when she entered the facility. Fans are used to seeing the Chrisley knows best star with blonde hair and always dressed well. When Julie made her way out and about in Nashville, she was photographed getting into a car. She was smiling from ear to ear. However, she looked very different. Gone was the perfectly cut blonde hair she previously sported. She now had dark brown hair with gray throughout. This was her natural hair color, which fans had never seen. Making up for lost time. The Chrisley knows best couple has a lot of time to make up for. Savannah said, "My parents have not spoken to each other, heard each other's voices, or seen each other in the past 2.5 years. She went on to say, their 29th wedding anniversary was May 25. So we're only a few days out from that. So when they reunite, we're going to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, Christmases, all the things, because we're going to make up for lost time." This was the first time she had been photographed since her shocking release. Savannah has been sharing updates since they got their exciting news from President Trump. Most recently, she shared a photo of her mom and dad finally being reunited. The Instagram story did not show their faces, but showed their legs, and they were sitting in chairs facing one another. No doubt, once Todd and Julie have time alone with their family and with each other, they will speak out. Savannah Chrisley has worked hard to clear her parents' names and get them released from prison. She was their biggest advocate. She finally did it. When Chrisley finally walked free after her long-anticipated prison release, no one knew what to expect. For months, fans and critics alike speculated endlessly. What would she look like after more than a year behind bars? Would the glamorous Southern matriarch, known for her polished blonde hair, radiant smile, and enviable wardrobe, emerge from prison life diminished, or would she prove her resilience once again? The answer arrived with a single snapshot that immediately set the internet ablaze. The shocking first picture of Chrisley post-release. A changed woman. Julie's first public appearance came as she reunited with family outside a quiet location away from the media frenzy. The paparazzi may have been kept at bay, but one image made its way online, and it was enough to spark a storm of conversation. Julie looked drastically different from the picture-perfect reality star who once ruled USA Network's Chrisley Knows Best. Gone was the flawless makeup and voluminous blonde blowout. Instead, her hair was darker, shorter, and styled simply, likely reflecting the realities of limited salon access in prison. Her face, while still striking, bore signs of stress, lines etched deeper, her expression wearier. Yet, in her eyes, there was something else, a fiery determination, the kind of strength only built through survival. Social media quickly exploded with comments. Some fans expressed heartbreak at seeing their beloved Julie looking worn down, while others marveled at her strength. "She still looks beautiful, just more real now," one fan tweeted. Another commented, "You can tell she's been through hell, but she's still standing tall." Fashion gone simple. Perhaps the most shocking element of the photo wasn't just Julie's face, but her attire. Known for always being impeccably dressed, Julie was photographed in a simple, loose-fitting gray sweater and jeans. There were no designer heels, no diamond earrings, no lavish accessories. It was Julie stripped back to her most basic self, just a woman who had weathered a storm and was now stepping into the immediately weighed in, suggesting that Julie's understated look might not just be circumstantial but symbolic. Sometimes, when public figures leave behind trauma, they embrace minimalism, one celebrity stylist explained. It's less about what they're wearing and more about what they're feeling. Julie's stripped-down look is a statement. She's no longer playing a role. She's living her truth. Family reunited. The emotional impact of the photo was heightened by the presence of her family. Standing just a few feet away was Savannah Chrisley, visibly emotional, embracing her mother tightly. Todd Chrisley, still serving his sentence, was absent, but the connection between mother and daughter in that moment resonated powerfully with fans. Savannah later posted a message online without directly sharing the photo, writing, "Today my heart feels whole again. Mom is home, and that's all that matters. We've been through the darkest valley, but together we'll find the light." This reunion, captured in a fleeting picture, was enough to spark renewed hope among the Chrisley family's loyal fan base. For months, Savannah had been open about the family's struggles, stepping into the role of caretaker for her younger siblings while advocating tirelessly for her parents' release. Seeing mother and daughter together again was the kind of raw emotional payoff that even reality TV could never fully script. Internet divides. Still, the photo didn't just stir sympathy, it reignited controversy. Critics pointed out that Julie's hardships, while real, were the consequences of her own legal troubles. Some commented harshly that she looked humbled and suggested she deserved the experience. Others felt the public scrutiny was unfair, reminding everyone that Julie is a wife, mother, and grandmother whose personal struggles go far beyond her public persona. "This isn't about glamour or appearances," one fan wrote. "Julie is a human being who went through a nightmare. The fact that she still has a spark in her eyes is more important than whether her hair is perfect." The polarizing reactions only reinforced how much the Chrisleys remain a cultural lightning rod. Love them or hate them, the family has mastered the art of sparking conversation, and Julie's first photo was no exception. The symbolism of survival. Beyond the surface-level chatter, Julie's shocking first image after release carried symbolic weight. In many ways, it represented the stripping away of illusions. The woman who once embodied Southern affluence and picture-perfect living now stood raw, exposed, and undeniably human. For fans who grew up watching her balance being a homemaker, entrepreneur, and television star, the new Julie was unrecognizable, and yet perhaps more authentic than ever before. It was a reminder that no amount of money, fame, or privilege can fully shield someone from hardship. In the same way her daughter Savannah has become a symbol of resilience while caring for her siblings, Julie's photo might mark the beginning of a redemption arc. No longer just a reality star, she now has the opportunity to reshape her narrative as a survivor, advocate, and perhaps even a cautionary tale. What comes next? The burning question after the release of the photo was simple. What's next for Julie Chrisley? Speculation immediately swirled about whether she would return to television, perhaps in a tell-all interview, or even a new spin on the family's reality show. With Todd still behind bars, fans wondered whether Julie might step into the spotlight alone, offering a candid account of prison life and its impact on her family. There's also talk of a book deal. Insiders suggest publishers are already circling, eager for Julie's first-hand account of her incarceration, her survival strategies, and her reflections on faith, family, and justice. But for now, the most immediate focus seems to be on healing. The photo showed a woman who had endured hardships but still held onto hope. A woman who, despite the toll, managed to walk out of prison with dignity intact. Final thoughts. The shocking first picture of Julie Chrisley after prison release was more than just a viral image. It was a cultural moment, a mirror reflecting both the fragility and the resilience of a woman who has lived much of her life in the public eye. Yes, she looked different, less glamorous, more weathered, and undeniably changed. But in that difference lay the story of survival, of strength forged in the darkest places.